I'm Caden Kai, and I'm going to talk about Quest from the Infinite Staircase and what I've done with it. What is the book? Quest from the Infinite Staircase is a collection of modules that were popular back in the day, and now they've been rewritten for 5th edition. And I don't think they're as popular for 5th edition because when I go on like Start Playing and other places looking for people that want to play this or are running this, I don't find many. And I don't find like much stuff about it on YouTube either. So the Infinite Staircase is like its own little demi-plane. Little is not the word. It connects to all kinds of places in the multiverse. Doors are usually found where creativity and innovation thrive. And then on to what I've done with it. Look at what I've done with the place. So, there was no overarching plot before. So I had to create one with the little bits and bobs and pieces I was given. So first we got Nefas. Nefas is this noble genie who is like, I'm not really a caretaker of the staircase, but like just exists because of it. And the first doors open on the staircase and the multiversal winds blew in. It was like the first breath of the staircase. Nefas was born. He was the breath of the multiverse. He's got the power to grant wishes, and he does not do monkey paw wishes. He, wishes as intended, but he can't do anything with that ability. He can hear every wish that comes through one of the doors, but he can't leave. He's stuck there. He has to send other people to help him. That's where the adventurers come in. So it's like there's the Iron Shadow too. So this, when innovation and creativity in the world dies, I guess how they described it was when the Iron Shadow appeared and darkened the doors. And then they didn't lead anywhere. They just died off. There's the pall of shadow over that doorway. And there's that. So there's that aspect where you've got all these infinite doors, but something darkens them every once in a while. And it's all about creativity and innovation, and inspiration. And I interpreted the Iron Shadow as nihilism, like the giving up. Which brings me to the next point. You got the builders. The builders are always heard but never seen. You could hear them working on the staircase just off in the distance, and they're always out of sight. So nobody knows what they look like. Nefas doesn't even know what they look like. And they've been around as long as Nefas and as long as the staircase. So I've taken that aspect, right? So I've interpreted the staircase as this ever evolving thing where the Iron Shadow destroys worlds and doors as more doorways to new worlds open up. When new worlds, when beings in these new worlds become creative and innovative enough, the doors to the staircase appear there. For as long as the staircase existed, it's been going on in balance. As the Iron Shadow eats away at the doors, the builders have been building new doors to new, creative, innovative, inspiring worlds. And that's out of balance now. Something's occurring that's darkening the doors faster than the builders can create them. And that's where it starts off, right? So I make the first adventure like a fetch quest to go bring back somebody that Nefas thinks has a spark, an ability that he can use. So I created these NPCs to sprinkle throughout all the adventures that have sparks. The builders, it turns out, are dying. They're giving up and just kind of dying off. And Nefas has found out that there are people with sparks of creativity so powerful that they can become guild builders themselves. So he gives them over to the builders. And that's what the first half of the campaign is about. And that's where like I get into Nefas is good, but he's pretty morally gray the way I painted him. Because the only thing he cares about first and foremost is the staircase and the ongoing way of things, the ever building, ever moving forward. And if that's endangered, he doesn't care about anything else. So the way I painted it is morally gray is because he cannot explain what it means to become one of the builders. What are they signing up for? What are they getting themselves into? He can't comprehend what they are to say what they're getting into. So he kind of gives them over to some kind of death, because will they exist? In what they become, will who they are still exist is the question. And I kind of I put that in there to weigh on the characters' minds when they figure out that this is what he's doing. And it's up to them whether they still want to collect the sparks or find some other way to save the staircase. But then I go to reveal that there's this noise that's not only making the builders not want to build and give up, but it's also waking up this iron shadow, which before was this mindless force of nature that would just destroy as fast as something else creates. Now it is becoming methodical, which is making it outpace the builders. And the builders are dying, so they can't keep up. So now the staircase is just withering away faster than it can grow. And yeah. And yeah, that's it. That's it. I can't reveal any more about it, just in case my players ever do go on this webpage. That's as far as they come. But I will say that I've linked the noise to the last adventure in the module in a way that it makes sense. It was this noise that produced a sense of nihilism, and it specifically affected creatures of the staircase more than creatures born outside of it or creatures that exist outside of it. Staircase creatures, it affects them more. So they have to figure out what that is. And the sense of nihilism and the noise, I think, makes perfect sense with the last adventure. If anybody's ever played that, I think you'll immediately grab onto what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's Quest from the Infinite Staircase and what I've done with it. As far as the adventures themselves, aside from adding these NPCs and moments in between the adventures, so the adventures will play out exactly how the book wrote them, which gives me lots of time to think of what I'm doing with the time in between the adventures. So it's like I get to run this pre-made adventure, have fun with it all the while I'm working on my big story, and I don't have no pressure to have something ready for the next session, because the next session could be like that. I used my own stuff could be a month or two away, which is pretty cool. But it definitely extended the length of the campaign. So this campaign's been going on like 8 months now, and they are on Pharaoh and just started Pharaoh, which at this point, it's not about the sparks. It's about finding a way to actually end what's going on. They know that the shadow's waking up. They locked onto the overall plot. They even know the door the noise is coming from and have shut it. So, but now they have to go back when they're ready to fix that problem for good. Because Navas can only shut the door. He can't go through it to fix what's causing the problem behind it. And that'll be the last adventure. Yeah, that's what I do with it. Yeah, okay. That's my rant. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I shouldn't say that because I don't actually do anything for TED Talks. Can I get sued for that or something? All right, anyways.